How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys Fan. Born to battle. Star on our chest means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the star shines bright, that's when we win. Angry Cowboys Fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And Cowboys Nation, you know, I was sitting here thinking to myself at the final game for our Dallas Cowboys. I thought to myself, it's going to show me a lot about Brian Schottenheimer and the control he has over his own personnel. What am I talking about, Cowboys Nation? Well, why don't you stick around and find out during this Raw and Uncut. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
Man, keeping it real. Man, keep it real. That's real.
All right, Cowboys Nation, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all like I always do. For those that's rocked with this channel for a long time, you guys know I'm an avid weed smoker, and I tend to get into my own head whenever I smoke weed and I think about the Dallas Cowboys. Hence, that's where the Raw and Uncut comes from. Anyhow, I was thinking about the comments that Dak Prescott made before the Christmas game against the Washington Commanders. Dak Prescott told the media that he would have fought Brian Schottenheimer over allowing him to play in that game. And you know, Cowboys Nation, I get it. I definitely get it. Bro got children. And if you're going to make him travel to Washington and away from his family, and this goes for all the other players that start on this team for that matter, they're going to want to play in the game. The crazy thing is, not without the coach's permission will any of y'all play in this damn game. Nevertheless, Brian Schottenheimer allowed his starters to play in the first Christmas game of their careers. I mean, except for George Pickens because he played in the Christmas game with the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024 against the Kansas City Chiefs. But anyhow, you get my point. Go out there, have fun, be careful, but have fun. The game against the New York Giants, that's a completely different ask. That's a bit much, don't you think, Dak Prescott? It kind of feels to me that he's kind of stat padding now. And I understand you never had a losing season when healthy and starting for the Dallas Cowboys, but I appreciate what you did on the field this year so much that I want you to come back and actually do it again next year. I don't want you to get hurt at MetLife Stadium on that field. If I'm Brian Schottenheimer, I'm going into this game knowing enough about the NFL to know that this was the field that Dak Prescott ended his 2020 campaign on. The place where you injured yourself, and I'm not trying to have that happen again. That would be a double whammy for this Dallas Cowboys team. Didn't make the playoffs in 2025 and then lost your starting quarterback or wide receivers for the next year. That's a pretty steep price for a meaningless game, don't you think, Cowboys Nation? But I would develop the game plan and structure it around Joe Milton. Simplified enough so that Joe Milton can make his proper reads and just deliver the ball and get out there with zero casualties, zero injuries. And I don't know if the Giants even want to win this game and lose their top 5 positioning in the upcoming draft either. But like I said before, the decision Brian Schottenheimer makes to either sit or start Dak Prescott is going to tell me a lot. It's going to tell me if he's a pushover or not. Everyone and their mama knows that this is a high-risk, low-reward, no-reward type of scenario for this Dallas Cowboys team. It means something to Dak Prescott to play. If he plays, he can almost guarantee that the Dallas Cowboys are going to beat the New York Giants and get this team to just over 500. He's never had a losing season when healthy, but I really want you to stay that way, Dak Prescott. I want you to stay healthy. Dak can't trust the defense to go out there and help much, and understanding the limitations of a starting Joe Milton, he can't guarantee a win if he doesn't play. But then there's a time when your head coach has to come in and just shut things down for the season. To sit his starters down and inform them that they won't be playing in a meaningless finale of the season. The team can't afford it if some fluke thing happens and we don't have you for next year. That goes for any starter on this damn team that'll be returning to the Dallas Cowboys. Does Brian Schottenheimer have the, lack of a better term, balls to tell his starting quarterback or starting wide receivers that they'll be holding down a seat on the bench in East Rutherford, New Jersey on Sunday? I mean, we saw him hold it down in training camp. He was yelling at the players who got into fist fights and stuff. Are you that father that you can't tell your kids no? I mean, metaphorically speaking. And I remember listening to Ryan Clark about Dak Prescott shouldn't be able to play in the game against the New York Giants, and I was actually agreeing with him. I believe he shouldn't be playing, but I have the mindset on seeing Dak Prescott out on the field at MetLife Stadium next week, and I'll be in the house live. I'll make sure that I get some footage from the ACF family. Hopefully I get a video of Dak just sitting in street clothes. But anyway, now that I think about it, Brian Schottenheimer could say yes to Dak Prescott, but if Jerry Jones didn't want to see it, or if Dak Prescott had some incentive to get, he'd get shot down. So this might not be a Brian Schottenheimer decision in the first place. Even though I honestly see Jerry and Stephen Jones being a little bit more conservative with one of their players, the likes of Dak Prescott, and they're paying him $60 million, and I don't think that they would want to lose him in the last game of the season. Plus, he said that he would fight Schotty over the decision to play against the Washington Commanders, so I'm taking it as Brian Schottenheimer making that decision. And let's keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. As the owner, if my star player goes out there in a meaningless game, the last game of the season, and he gets hurt, I'm going to need to find a head coach and not just a defensive coordinator in the offseason. But if I absolutely had to compromise, I'd only allow my starters to go out there for half a football game against the New York Giants, and I'd reserve the right to snatch you the hell out of the game if the defense was getting too rough with you. Dak, you got sacked 6 times against the Washington Commanders. I'd like to say that the Giants have a better defensive front than the Washington Commanders, and I'm not going to have you out there getting popped for 4 quarters. But if a disagreement happens between the stars and Brian Schottenheimer to where Brian Schottenheimer has to make a decision, I hope that he makes the decision that the Las Vegas Raiders did by shutting down their star pass rusher for the rest of the season. That would show me that he has control over his personnel in Dallas. It would show me that the future is in his eyesight and not just the here and now. You know, I get it. Dak Prescott wants to play to keep that streak alive, but it's not about one player's individual stats for the Dallas Cowboys. It's about the team and the team's immediate future. So Jerry, Steven, Shotty, make sure you sit your starters for the finale of this damn season. Even though I'll be at the game live, I would much rather watch the game knowing that our starters will remain healthy through this game going into the offseason. Now, if our starters go home and they try to put up a pole-mounted TV, they get hurt doing so, or they're climbing up the stairs and they twist an ankle, that's on them. I can rest in my bed as the head coach knowing that it's not on my watch that you just got hurt for the remainder of the season. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about the starters playing in a meaningless finale of the season? Do you think they should sit or should they play? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share the content with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device, make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help grow the channel even more so we can rep our Dallas Cowboys together. And if you are DC for life and you see where I'm coming from in this video, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26 and College Football 26 gameplay on the new channel, the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. I will put the link to that in the description. And I know players get hurt doing anything other than football, Cowboys Nation. I get it. I would much rather them twist an ankle going up the stairs than for something serious to happen at the end of a season. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.